If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal. Luis Diaz holds the key for sensational £87 million forward deal. Liverpool sold Luis Diaz last summer, a deal which has since split the fanbase. For an initial fee of £60 million, rising to £65 million, the Colombian winger joined Bayern Munich. Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes was unable to come to terms with the 29-year-old over a new contract, with his deal expiring in 2027. And so, with time ticking down, it was decided a sale was the only possible outcome. The Premier League champions may be regretting Diaz's sale, as left-wing replacement Cody Gakpo has not really been up the standard. Diaz's capability of filling in at centre forward has also been missed. Meanwhile, and Lucho has taken his goal-scoring touch with him to Bayern. Diaz is probably the signing of the European season, and his deal with Bayern could come with another unexpected boost for Liverpool, as Yin Diaman looms into transfer focus ahead of the summer. The Ivorian winger has made a name for himself during his debut Bundesliga campaign with RB Leipzig. Under contract until 2030, the 19-year-old is expected to go for around €100 million, £87 million, in the next transfer window. Liverpool hold a big advantage for his signature, with the white man declaring his preference for an Anfield switch. And owing to Diaz's Bayern form, there is little to no chance of Vincent Kompany's side contesting his signing next summer. That will provide a major incentive for Liverpool to tie up the deal, as Bayern usually make a habit of signing the best domestic talent. Christian Falk, the trusted Bayern insider, says Red Bull's asking price of £87 million is now established, and Bayern do not see the winger as the finished article as yet. With Diaz occupying the left-wing spot on a permanent basis, they do not see the value in paying so much money for a reserve. I heard that Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool are all interested and can afford him, Falk writes in his CF Bayern Insider column. Bayern Munich don't need a plan A, they need a plan B, so €100 million for a plan B behind Diaz is just too much money. Diaman joined RB from Leganés in Spain last summer, enjoying a stunning rise in German football thus far. He is making waves on the international scene too, with his dribbling wizardry, finishing ability and searing pace marking him out as a future great. With Bayern passing up the chance to go for Diamand, it looks like Richard Hughes has been given a green light to conduct this deal. Arne confirms Liverpool have now signed one of the best players in the world. Liverpool now have one of the best players in the world, as confirmed by Arne. Being one of the best teams in the world, it's natural that the Reds have some of the best players on the planet. For many years, this has been Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, as well as Alisson Becker. The trio have consistently been the best players in their positions. The former two have both had campaigns where they have even come close to winning the Ballon d'Or. Salah should have won it last year after the campaign he had delivering the Premier League trophy for Liverpool. Alas, it wasn't mean to be. But now, if the Reds go on and do the unthinkable and win the Champions League, there is another potential candidate for the honours. Liverpool have yet another player who belongs in the upper echelons of the footballing world. Even the most ardent people in favour of Liverpool signing Dominik Szoboszlai for £60 million back in 2023 could not have envisaged just how important of a player he would become for the Reds. But Szoboszlai has grown tremendously since joining Liverpool. Now in his third season at Anfield, he's become the club's best player and the first name on the team sheet. Whether it's at right back or in central midfield, Szoboszlai has been delivering world-class performances, and they have not gone under the radar. Mo Salah, speaking to TNT after Liverpool's win over Brighton, said Szoboszlai was one of the best in the world. Arne was asked about it in his press conference after the game as well, and he confirmed he believes the same. I think there are a lot of very good to elite football players in the world, but I definitely agree with Mo that Dominik is one of them, Slot said. In his press conference, Slot also went on to describe the process it took for Liverpool to sign the Hungarian and how it represents the club's ideal model. Dominik is a great example of the model we are using at the club, Slot said. We sign young players from other leagues. He was very good, but now he is much, much better. That's what happens when you give young players time. Szoboszlai may be up there with the best players in the world now. But in years to come, he won't be alone. The likes of Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike and Milos Kerkez all have what it takes to get there as well. Why Liverpool's transfer strategy will make them the most exciting team in Europe. Their results have been disappointing this season, but Liverpool are putting together one of the most exciting squads in Europe. After winning the Premier League at the first time of asking, many supporters felt that Arne Slot would once again lead the Reds into a title race this season, but that hasn't happened. A battle for a top 4 finish now looks a lot more likely for Liverpool, but the foundations have been set for the squad to become a true dynasty. Last summer saw the arrivals of Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak, who both arrived for British record transfer fees, but Slot's side aren't done rebuilding yet and their strategy is clear to see. Although the arrival of Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes marked the start of a new post-Jurgen Klopp era at Anfield, the transfer strategy on display last summer actually dates back to Klopp's tenure. It has always been clear that the objective at Liverpool was to bring in young, first-team ready players that could develop into superstars. Mohamed Salah and Dominik Szoboszlai are perfect examples. Last summer showed the club really meant business though, with the ownership authorizing a spend of over £400 million to bring in some truly world-class talent. Isak arrived as a ready-made superstar. He is Premier League proven and already established as one of the world's best in his position, but the rest of Liverpool's acquisitions were different. Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Milos Kerkez and to some extent Giovanni Leone were all arguably the biggest young talents in their position last summer. The club has switched focuses slightly from high potential, good value signings to trying to sign the very best young talent, even if that means paying a premium. Wirtz is the obvious example, costing over £100 million, but Jeremy Jacquet is another prime example. With a deal already agreed for Jacquet to join in the summer, it seems likely that Liverpool are going to continue down the path they started last summer, assuming they qualify for the Champions League. Several of their current reported targets fit the bill, with Keith Smith and Matthias Mayne both heavily linked with Merseyside moves. The pair are two of the most sought-after young midfielders in Europe, and there seems to be a good chance that one or both end up at Liverpool this summer. Yen Dioman has also been constantly touted as a potential replacement for Salah, should the Egyptian king leave, and the 19-year-old has become potentially the most sought-after teenager in world football this season. Liverpool are doing everything they can to attract the very best young talent in every position, and it is setting them up to become an absolute force in English and European football for the next decade. Once everything comes together at Anfield, supporters should expect a lot more silverware to be added to the trophy cabinet. Liverpool to battle Manchester United for £50 million wonder kid. Liverpool cemented their reputation as a team that looks to sign the best young talent in Europe this winter. When it was announced that a deal had been agreed for Jeremy Jacquet to join the Reds next season, it was clear that the club were continuing with the recruitment strategy they used last summer. Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, and Giovanni Leone were all regarded as some of the most exciting young players in their positions when they arrived at Anfield, and Jacquet falls into that category too. Arne Slot's side aren't done yet though, and it looks as though they are set to battle Manchester United to secure the signature of one of England's most promising wonder kids. The Premier League champions have often competed with their close rivals Manchester United for players' signatures, and they often come out on top. Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Hugo Ekitike and Leone were all subjects of genuine interest from the Red Devils before they joined Liverpool. Slot's side are now looking to beat United to another top player, Matthias Mayne. Mayne has exploded onto the scene at Wolves this season in what has been a mostly disappointing campaign for the West Midlands side. Links between Liverpool and Mayne have been prevalent since the 18-year-old made his first Premier League start against the Reds, with his agent even reportedly visiting the club to discuss a deal. Now, according to Spanish outlet Fichajes, Manchester United have joined the race to sign Mayne, who Wolves value at around £50 million. That fee may seem excessive for someone who has played just 15 top-flight matches, but the England U18 international has been one of the few bright sparks in a struggling Wolves side this season. The teenager has started every league match for Wolves since he made his full debut against Liverpool, and is certainly one of their most dangerous threats creatively. Wolves' relegation from the Premier League seems almost inevitable now, but Mayne may well remain in the league and could return to Anfield to join up with one of the most exciting young teams in Europe.